Howdy there, Internet students. Mr. Hermanson again. This is going to be day 3 of lesson 7.3a, solving systems of linear equations by graphing. We're going to start on this page today and just kind of review it. Now remember, and maybe I should write this right here, use your calculator when you make graphs. There's no sense in doing them by hand if you have a calculator to do it for you. So anyway, but I'll still review this here, and you can take notes, and then you can do the assignment for today. So first of all, when you're solving a system of linear equations by graphing, remember that your graphing calculator has y equals. So every equation you put in there has to be solved for y. So check and see if they are, and in this first one they are. So you're going to just go ahead and put it in your calculator, those two, and why don't you go ahead and do that right now. Be a good time to pause, put them in your calculator, and press the graph button. And you should have got a graph that looks like this. Now the scale that I have here is a little different than yours. Mine only goes up to 5, so it's going to look a little different, but it should be crossing in the same place right there, which is -3, 3. And you should have, on your calculator, you can just do the intersect function and do that for you. And then it says you should check your solution. Now, you might want to check it just because you might have entered the equations wrong. So we're going to do the y equals x plus 6. We're going to put 3 where the y is and -3 where the x is, and see if that's true. And since 3 is equal to 3, that one's good, that checks. And then we're going to check the other equation, which is y equals -2x minus 3. Put the same 3 in for y, and we're going to put -3 where the x is. Do the math. -2 times -3 is +6, and 6 minus 3 is 3. So both those equations check. All right. The other type of situation you might run into when you're solving by graphing is when they're not solved by y. So that's going to be our first step here. These are not solved for y, so we're going to go ahead and solve them for y. So we have 2x minus 3y equals -12. We're going to take away the 2x from both sides. That gives us -3y equals, I like to put the x first, x term first. So it would look like that. And I'm going to divide everything by -3. And I end up with y, 1y equals +2/3 x plus, when you divide a negative by negative, you get a plus 4. Okay. And the other equation, x plus y equals 9, that one's a little easier to solve for y. All we have to do is subtract x from both sides. And actually on this one, it's easy enough just to leave it 9 minus x. Okay, now go ahead and put those two in your graphing calculator and see what you come up with for a solution. Your graph should look something like that. And it looks like the solution is 3, 6. Checking that solution, and make sure you use the original equations to check. So you have 2x minus 3y equals -12. So if I do 2 times 3 minus 3 times 6, that's 6 minus 18, which equals -12. So that side's good. And our other one was x plus y equals 9. And if I do 3 plus 6, that definitely equals 9, so that checks. and the solution is definitely 3, 6. All right. Now, when you're using a graphing calculator, if you're given a graph, like say on a test, we want to see what the graph looks like, use your table to help make sure you get the right point of intersection and the right graph made so that it looks pretty accurate. All right, so I'm thinking at this point, you're going to do this homework. I put it on a Google Doc so you can just submit the answers. Like you did in yesterday's assignment, you're going to give all your answers as an ordered pair like this. So that's not the right answer for number 1, by the way, but that's just how you're going to do it. All right, students. And remember that math is everywhere, so you might as well get used to it.